Hey movie fans! If you hadn't already heard, Emma Watson has been cast in Disney's live-action Beauty and the Beast. That's right, they're making a live-action version of the Beauty and the Beast movie. So, I thought I'd have a little bit of fun today and try and cast the rest of the movie. Now, I've taken into account actors who have shown that they can sing because Disney has said that this will be a musical because it's Beauty and the Beast, it kind of has to be. So, I've taken into account acting ability, singing, and a couple other factors when deciding who should be playing which parts. Without further ado, let's kick it off with the Prince, as I believe there will be a difference between the Prince and the Beast. Now the Prince, I narrowed it down to two names. Eddie Redmayne, who was in Les Miserables, and Nicholas Hoult. Now Nicholas Hoult hasn't proved to us yet that he can sing. Well, he could have, but I just don't know about it yet. But Eddie Redmayne, I go over Nicholas Hoult because Eddie Redmayne was in Les Mis. He was in The Theory of Everything, showing that he can carry a movie. And Nicholas Hoult, I also believe, could be a good leading actor, but for the time being, I'll go with Eddie Redmayne from Les Miserables playing the Prince. Now, I made the distinction that I don't think the Prince will also be the Beast. That being said, the Beast, I believe, this time around should be CGI. He shouldn't have makeup. He should be motion captured, like when they had all the little dots on the actor's face and because it's Disney, I'm sure if they went the mocap route that they could probably get Andy Serkis, the king of motion capture, to be the Beast. Andy Serkis was Gollum in the Lord of the Rings movies, Caesar in Rise and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, as well as doing the motion capture for King Kong in the latest King Kong movie. Andy Serkis is a phenomenal actor and excels in the motion capture area, so if they decided to make Beast motion capture, I could fully see them casting the greatest motion capture actor, because they're Disney, to be that character. Well, you have the Beast to root for. Who's on the other side of the spectrum? Who should we get to play one of the most popular characters in the film? Gaston. Now this topic is a little bit tougher to narrow it down, so I have two picks. The first is Hugh Jackman. Correction, Hugh Jackman. Now I pick Hugh Jackman because he's got a lot of musical experience. He was in Les Mis, he's been on Broadway, he's got a lot of vocal talent, he can sing, he can act, and the dude is huge, just like Gaston. Now, the only problem with Hugh Jackman being Gaston is he's quite a few years older than Emma Watson. But I think they might be able to tweak that if they really wanted to go. That's my pick, because Hugh Jackman, for the reason that I explained, plus, who doesn't love the Jackman? And my second pick, this is a little bit more out there, but with the right training, I could see him in this role, and that would be Channing Tatum. Now, Channing Tatum, over the past few years, has shown that he's got a lot of charisma and humor, and I could really buy that ego-driven, I'm the greatest in the land attitude if he really wanted to be that character. Now, if they got Channing Tatum to be Gaston, I think it would be even more perfect if they got Jonah Hill to be LeFou, because the two have had fantastic chemistry in both 21 and 22 Jump Street, as well as surprise cameos in the Lego movie, and they've shown that they can really blend well. And I think just looking at the two of them, it really just screams Gaston and LeFou. So what other supporting characters are there in Beauty and the Beast that need to be cast? Well, you have Maurice, Belle's dad. Now, I did try and avoid looking at Harry Potter actors for this list because Emma Watson's in here and I didn't want to make this just a Harry Potter list. But there's two names that I believe were in the Harry Potter universe that would fit well in this film. The first is the actor I would cast to play Maurice, and that is Jim Broadbent, aka Professor Slughorn from Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Now, Maurice, from what I remember in Beauty and the Beast, was this bumbling inventor, but yet still incredibly lovable and dorky. That kinda is the same character in Slughorn in my mind of how Broadbent portrayed him, of bumbling and goofy, but everybody kind of loves him because he's just that guy. I don't know if he can sing, but looking back at Beauty and the Beast, Maurice didn't really have that much actual singing in the movie before he's kidnapped and rushed away. Next up, you have Mrs. Potts. Before was played by Angela Lansbury, so when I went into this, I thought of an older, but at the same time incredibly lovable older woman. Well, we'll go with more experience. And only one name came to mind for this role. Julie Andrews. Julie Andrews, I believe, is that perfect character to play Mrs. Potts. She's got that motherly compassion and just that vocal quality, plus In case you didn't know, Julie Andrews can sing. She was in like that really famous musical or two, I think, that was made a couple of years ago. So we know she can sing. And she's got those Mrs. Potts qualities that kind of ring true from the original. Finally, we have the two humor characters of Cogsworth and Lumiere. Now, Cogsworth, I will go with Sacha Baron Cohen. Now, before I saw Les Mis, I would not have picked him, because he's a bit out there with roles in Borat and Bruno. I don't really care for him in those movies, but Les Mis, he showed that he could sing as well as being a fun and quirky character in a musical. Plus, Cogsworth is a very hard character, and I couldn't really think of any other actors that could pull that off while being able to sing. Finally, we have Lumiere. Now, this one was actually the hardest for me to pinpoint down. But when the name finally hit me, I'm surprised it didn't come to me sooner. Kenneth Branagh, aka Gilderoy Lockhart. Kenneth Branagh has a lot of Shakespearean background, as well as some, I believe, some musical background. So we are set in the music department. We're set in the acting department, having loads of experience. Lumiere will be the hard character to get right, because if they're going to make it a musical, Be Our Guest will be the song that encapsulates everything. And so you want to get your Lumiere right, and I think Kenneth Branagh is actually the best choice for this. What do you guys think? Would he be a good pick? Would any of these guys be a good pick? Am I way off? Did you even know there's a Beauty and the Beast movie? Are you excited? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like what you see and you want to see more, go to facebook.com/movieguys17 or Twitter at nmovieguys17. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay sharp, movie guys, gals.